The dream is real. Yeah. Can I get a standing ovation for the authentic voice of culture? We are TKBS, and I am many things, but today I'm gonna be a rapper, trapper, and a politician actor. Did that rhyme? Bars. How was your weekend, TKBS Nation? You good? Huh? Is your booty boo-doo? Is your boga jiggy boga, baby? Is it daddy? What is that? I don't know what's going on. There's so many children's popping out of places these days. Why everybody pregnant? And I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to hug my big ass babies, and they not babies, they grown men with big backs. And this shit is weird, but I need a hug. But I don't think I'm no granddaddy type ready thingy. I can't even say that correctly because Lord knows we ain't ready for no grandchildren. But am I though? Ron, I might be. Tiff, I might be. I might be ready for some.
Whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
Okay, let's everybody calm the fuck down. I love your children. Bring them by so I can say hi. But how was your weekend? Huh? Y'all good? Everything chilling? All right, you got some paper this weekend? How was the Memorial Day barbecues? Big shout out to my brother from another mother, Dedrick Thomas. He finally made my wife them oxtails. Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, I keep it one thigh wild here on the Kenny Burns Show. And they burnt my motherfucking grass. Yeah, they burnt my grass. Yeah, I use this lawn service. And I don't know if you be peeping out the little stuff when I'm saying I'm earthing and my feet in the grass and shit. Shit was green. It's dormant in the wintertime. And then it's green in the spring. It's called Georgia or some shit. Get you some Georgia if you got some grass. Try to feel good like velvet on your feet. They fucked my grass up. Shit was burnt. I want to kill everybody. That's part of my week. And then I'm getting back into interviewing people. Because I think it's time. I had a guest for today. Had a whole skit. Now I'm going to have to do the motherfucking skit by myself. You got to deal with this shit. You better make it go viral. But the motherfucker got locked up. Yeah. Tiff, am I lying? Nope. Man got locked up. I ain't gonna say his name because they say it ain't him and he ain't do, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know. So we gonna find out and hopefully get him back on this. I know he ain't do it. He can't have done it. He ain't look like that. I ain't gonna say his name though. When he come on the show, we gonna talk about it because he gonna be exonerated. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, what's going on this week? But it's okay because the weekend came. Told you I got them oxtails. That man, Dedrick cooked the whole spread. We was grubbing. You know what I'm talking about? I went to a meeting with my son, Kyle Burns. If y'all been following the journey, you know that Kyle Burns was hooping and now he in music. You know, he done made a little money with a beat pack. Big shout out to Matrix Marketing. You know what I mean? Because they can't use unlicensed music. And then we had another meeting. I told y'all we went to the 1 RPM, you know what I'm saying, event last week. Went to the offices. Now, 1 RPM is a cold vibe. I'm not even knowing how much you can monetize in music these days. So I take Kyle over there. You know, he plays on music. They tell Kyle he got a hit. He get to learning how he can monetize on all these social platforms. But the boy started talking, y'all. The man asked him, what type of music you make? Kyle was like, I rap about how I was raised. I saw love. I saw entrepreneurship. I got a girlfriend. You should have saw the look on Orlando's face. He was like, finally, the nigga shit ain't in front of me. I ain't got to talk to nobody talking about death, murder, and mayhem. He was pleased. And it's good for your child to hear from another professional. You know, I've been saying that shit. You know, don't talk about that. Ain't your life. The man chose the right thing, and he about to do a deal. Big shout out to Kyle Burns and Overly Records. Round of applause. A round of applause for my son. Overly Records is in the building. And there's some other things going on, because my weekend got to turn up. There's no way my weekend stays boring. I'm going to have me something amazing. So I go to my lawyer, LaRon Rogers, summer client colleague event that he does every spring. Walk in there, I'm high-fiving and hugging my way through the crowd, loving on everybody. It's a love fest. You know what it is when I show up. And I see my old lawyer, James McMillan. One time for James McMillan. Who's your lawyer? That was the self-proclaimed slogan I gave him. Because he used to always be at all the events. I'm like, are you a lawyer or an artist? And then he actually ended up signing MGK and a bunch of other artists. So big shout out to James. But I come in and we talking, exchanging pleasantries, catching up. He just lost his father, so he was giving him a big ass hug, wouldn't let him go for like 15 minutes. And then he brings up the Diddy trial and says, did you see your name in the transcript today? And I'm like, what? Like Steve Harvey, where was my name in this shit? You hear me? I immediately like, who is this? What is this? I know damn well my name ain't mentioned in no free calls. And I wasn't paying attention to the trial this week because of the simple fact that I was disgusted from last week. I don't want to hear no more. I told you I wasn't coming on here talking about this shit no more. He says, read this. I look at the paper, y'all. And the paper said, this is Combs' lawyer, you ran an off-site training, a graduate from Harvard Business School, also Kenny Burns. I'm like, that don't even read right. You know what I'm talking about? Now, they're saying you ran an off-site training. Clearly that's a training. They're talking about somebody from Harvard Business School, and then they say also Kenny Burns. What in the Waka Flocka is going on? I'm confused. It don't make no sense, right? It almost sounds like a typo. But nonetheless, you walk into an event with plenty of people and they want to show you something from the Diddy trial, get in front of the problem. I'm glad both of my old lawyer and my current lawyer was in the business. I won't be called to nobody's stand. Kiss my ass. All right, now it's time to get into episode 137. We got the answers. That's right, this episode was inspired by you. You're constantly asking in the DMs and in the comments, for advice. And I wanted to come on the show and make episode 137 specifically for you. Now, Tiffany, I know there's a bunch of questions. I've seen them on YouTube, Instagrams, in the DMs, and all the things. Let me have the first one.
Yes, sir. The people were going crazy whenever they knew that this was a question episode. And we are kicking things off with Tawana Thomas 27100 from YouTube. And she says, hi, TKBN. I'm assuming she means the Kenny Burn Nation.
Get it together, Bo. It's TKBS Nation. We love you.
And is and do. She says, how do I bless my audience for a successful broadcast? And how do I become financially free to be able to be a successful giver on my live broadcast on an app called LiveMe? I usually just share my stories and play games, music, and share church messages to do lives like a doctoral rule.
Dictorial rule? You sound. Thank you, Tiffany. We appreciate you, and I'm sure she appreciates you ending her question like that. Love, what did she say? She said successful giver? Oh my God, that is your movement. Successful giver? Listen, you just got to keep giving. You got to give without the worry of receiving. For what you're describing, it doesn't cost you much what you do. I would suggest not to incur any other costs. Continue to do it the way that you're doing it by cutting on your phone and just going live, As you continue to grow your community and grow favor, start pitching yourself, right? You want to be able to have partners that can offset your costs, so at least the message can be consistently growing from a visual standpoint, right? And you can share these things. And I promise you, a successful giver is going to win in life. Tiff, that was beautiful. Successful giver. What other questions we got, baby?
Yes, sir. The second question is coming from Culture Community Unity. You know that they are always reaching out on your philanthropic efforts.
Been seeing a lot lately, yeah.
Yeah. They're wanting to know, what is the best way for us as a community to create our own ecosystem? Our unity is our wealth.
Yes, our unity is our wealth, and we have to unlearn, Generation X does. We have to unlearn a lot of things we were taught. We have been bamboozled and hoodwinked, and we are going to be peeling the layer back on that onion for a very long time. But as you peel, you don't repeat. And I think that's where community loses sight. Generation Z and the millennials, they don't know community like we knew community, where your neighbor could check you and you wouldn't feel away. When someone in the street could say something to you, if they were an adult, and they approach you in a respectful way, they could say whatever to you and you're going to think about what they said. That's what community is. That respecting, your elders, picking up trash, little things that made, this world a better place. And I think this generation, specifically Generation Z, they don't have those communication skills. They don't have the desire to care about anything that's not theirs. And we have to get back to, the last generation that really understood what community is and support those, local superheroes and help amplify their voices so that we can do the good work. Thank you. Tiffany, we got any more questions over there?
Yes, sir. The next question is coming from Misha.
Misha, you still got your husband locked in that closet? Let him out.
We miss you, Mish. mhooks02 says, when I finish writing that script you suggested, what is the next step in getting it into the right hands?
Listen, child, first and foremost, writing the script is a hell of a feat, but you got to bring it to life. I think in today's world of content, people are actually bringing their words and thoughts to life. So take a scene out of this masterpiece that you're working on, Mish, and shoot it. Shoot it on your iPhone, right? Figure out the people that are going to bring it to life from the acting standpoint, that are going to represent your words properly, and make it, baby. And I promise you, if it's worth it, somebody going to come see about you. Okay? All right. Tiff, I know we got some more questions over there, my love.
Yes, we do. And this one is coming on the angle of relationships. Latifa Teaches 215 said on Instagram, speaking of relationships, is the term soulmates a word that someone dramatically made up, or is this a real phenomenon?
You know what? I believe soulmates, my love, is a real thing. But I think you have to have some tenure in your relationship to see if your souls can, intertwine properly. I think anything, new and fresh, I don't know if that's a soulmate. Now, if you said it and then 50 years later, you're still together, then you meant it. But I think a lot of times we let love and lust speak for something that's soul stirring. Soul stirring is another out of body experience. It is something that, stands strong when everything else is fleeting. And I think that takes time to learn. I don't think you can just rush into giving someone that credit for, empowering your soul or owning your soul or meshing souls together. We have to really be thoughtful before we give somebody that type of credit. You know what I'm talking about? Tiff, I'm loving these fucking answers I'm giving. Any more questions over there?
Well, I'm loving it too, because you are dropping some gems.
Thank you, boo. You're good for the ego.
I'll say, when you write, you right. And speaking of being right, we don't have a question right now. We do have plenty more. But everyone loves quoting you as well, in addition to the questions. And heading to YouTube, Just Sue Q quoted you last week when you were speaking on the differences between the generations, quoting what you said about Black women. And she said from you, the women are our sanity. The women are our safe place. And the music was our escape. It spoke to our hearts and minds, lifted us from our reality. And from that, we had community. And she's giving you a green check.
Aww. Green check instead of a hug or a champagne toast emoji or some kisses. No, I'm very respectful, I'm sure. And that's why I got the green check. Thank you. And I love sharing. And I felt that too in my spirit when I said it, and it rang true. And I actually got a lot of comments about that specific quote. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate that my words mean something. We got any more questions, Tiff?
Yes, sir. And of course, we're back on there. And these are coming from the stories because, once that DM opened, they were sliding in.
What you doing over there, Kenny?
Okay. This one is a twofold, and it's coming from the fam of the show, Ebony the Great.
Oh, EB.
Hi, EB. She says, for her first question, what are the qualities that make you a good friend? And then the second question is, what is your color personality?
Wow. I've never been asked what is my color personality. So I'll get back to that. The qualities that make you a great friend is being consistent in your relationship. Oh man, I appreciate you, EB. Since we met, you have called me at least once a week, DM me, sent me something to let me know that I am loved, let me know that I am worthy, and you've become a great friend. And I really appreciate you. And I love, when people can bond like that in a genuine way, right? So consistency will lead to the authenticity that represents your union in that friendship. So I appreciate that, and I hope that helps anybody who's lost and think they friends ain't shit and need some fucking consistent. They ain't consistent. Get rid of their ass. And I don't know, Ebony, what my color personality. I would say rainbow, but that might go left because I am many things to many people. But I'm a colorful person, and my favorite colors are earth tones. I don't know if that answered the question, but I tried. Tiffany, we got any more questions over there?
Yes, sir. And the last question that we have, even though we had many of them, so please keep them coming. This one's coming from Miss Dons, again, from the Instagram stories. She's saying, thinking back professionally and personally, what has been your biggest surprises?
Wow. Great question, Miss Don. My biggest surprises, honestly, have been how many times I've been disappointed. It's like you would think that I'm in a business that's carefree and fun-loving. It's going to be an amazing time every time you're at an event or every time you do business with somebody. But it's like the repetitive nature of these inconsistent personalities is disturbing. And it really surprises me. At 52 years old, it still surprises me because you're like, how? How could someone possibly not feel this energy? How could someone possibly fight it to the point where you look like a hater? Huh? Yes, you. But yeah, that's one of my biggest surprises. Yes, so keep the questions coming, ladies and gentlemen. We will continue to do episodes answering questions, and like we always do, answer them in the comments and DMs. But I got a question for y'all. Did y'all see the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and what they said in the statement to CNN? They said, and I quote, Harvard can no longer enroll foreign students, and existing foreign students must transfer or lose their legal status. What is going on, man? Like, what is literally happening to the world? It's like 6,000 plus students that will get caught up in this man's agenda to make America first. Is that making America first by denying education to people that are coming from all over the world that respect our institutions? This has nothing to do with you. This is another spineless tactic to disrupt the world because you want disruption, not because it deserves to be disrupted. Harvard has been succeeding in real life long before you and will after you, Donald Trump. You are the worst, bro. These are kids in their education. Those 60-something hundred students will bring value to that community, will spend money in that community. What are you doing, bro? And then, I don't know if y'all saw Hakeem Jeffries. Child, he let that House Speaker have it. Watch this.
Medicare. In this, you are to direct your comments to the chair.
Mr. Speaker, you know what's interesting is that every time I've come on this floor, I can use sharp language. He can use sharp language. You choose to admonish me. I don't work for you, sir. I work for the American people.
I understand. House will be in order.
Tiff, he wanted to say boy so bad. You know you did, House Speaker. You ignorant motherfucker. You want to be racist. You know you did. I mean, it's just the way that it rolled off. You know you don't talk to nobody but me, boy. That's okay. You know you felt that in your spirit. But Hakeem, he had time. I don't work for you. I work for the people. Round of applause. Hakeem Jeffries, we stand with you, brother. And also, TKBS Nation, did y'all see that Trump invited the biggest investors in his meme crypto coin to the White House? Are y'all not disturbed by that? But let's be more disturbed. There were some press people in the press room that had to ask questions to this weird, let's just call her weird, press secretary. Check this out.
On the president's dinner tonight, will the White House commit to making a list of the attendees public so people can see who's paying for that kind of access to the president?
Well, as you know, Garrett, this question has been raised with the president. I have also addressed the dinner tonight. The president is attending it in his personal time. It is not a White House dinner. It's not taking place here at the White House. But certainly I can raise that question and try to get you an answer for it.
Okay. On the dinner tonight, you mentioned this is not a White House dinner, but the president is always the president, and the Trump family is making money off of this. So can you just explain, how is this not the president using the office to enrich himself?
All of the president's assets are in a blind trust, which is managed by his children, and I would argue one of the many reasons that the American people reelected this president back to this office is because he was a very successful businessman before giving it up to publicly serve our country.
And he's doing this right in front of our faces. Ladies and gentlemen, his family is making so much money right in your face and using the House of the People to show his power and control over it. How does this make y'all feel? Because I feel, never mind, I'm not gonna say how I feel because I don't want nobody running up in here. But I do want to make a parody about Doo Doo Don. But first, I need my outfit. My tribute is called The King of Cock.
Exclusive hot new mix.
He's the king of cock. There is none higher. Sucker staff members, they call him sire. To burn our kingdom, you must use fire. We won't stop fanning till you retire. Now you killed your party with disrespect. Policies out of line and don't connect. Got the right to vote and we'll elect someone that's with us and does it and give us respect. Damn that bitch, make me look good. Make me look good. Make me look good. All right, shit. And now it's time for Live from the Comments section. Tiff, I know you got some comments over there.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch my, okay? Show us respect, okay?
Coming to a city near you. All right.
Oh, I can't wait to see the comments from this coming up week. But also, we got to talk about last week. Miss Audie B loved the props.
Wait, Audie B?
Yes.
Hi, Audie. How are you, babe? We miss you.
Yes, we do, Audie B. And she loved the way you whipped that fan out.
Listen, I had to shout out my CQ crew, man. They made me that fan. I was happy as a motherfucker. Then I had to think about it. I can't really be out here with this fan like this. Just shock. But I could bring it on the episode, you know what I'm talking about, and make sure that they get some love, and I appreciate it. Audie B, we miss you, babe. Get well. Tiff, we got some more comments, baby?
Yes, sir, we do. And the second comment is coming from Piff House 2. This is in response to your conversation about Gen Z and about how they're the lost generation from last episode. People were loving the takes on the generation, and Piff House 2 says they played us. Still to this day, the Kardashians really played the X's VH1, promoted the poison, sluts, surgery, and empty souls and fatherless kids.
Wow, sluts, surgeries, and empty souls. The 3 S's. Ooh, I'm gonna let that just sizzle in your spirit. Tiffany, we got any more comments over there? Wow.
A bar was dropped, okay?
Jesus. No, that's wow. The 3 S's killed it, did you?
And keeping on the same clip and the same point you were making, Classic T Gems comes through with, it became money over morals on steroids and all other negative, disrespectful, mind-altering forms that were allowed to get into the root. Let's take it back to strong roots to prosper, wealth, and respect in mind, body, souls, just saying.
Yeah, man. I love that money over morals. So that's exactly what happened. We said, what did we say? We said I chose black profit over black power. We have to do better. We just have to do better. We don't have a choice. Like literally. And Gen Z, listen, they're the most capable generation ever. So don't get it twisted when I say the things I say. I'm parenting. You should be too. All right, it's time for As the World Turns with Kenny Burns. I know y'all liked Kenny Chopak last week. Man, this ain't a black and white thing. This is an old man. If I don't try and bring back segregation back right now, our race will be lost forever. White thing. These people are truly the last of a dying breed. Look at how desperate they are. I mean, like literally. They are so old, tired, and impotent that it shows in their leadership, and I'm sure in their relationships.
Take that.
But as I often say, there are more white people on the right side of history than not. There are more interracial relationships than ever. And there are more people that value human life than not. That's right. They are terrified, y'all, and it shows in their daily actions. These people are scrambling like their life depends on it. And it does. Now listen to me. As we have seen throughout history, sometimes you have to burn it down to the ground and rebuild it. And before y'all get started and put me on the list, I'm talking about patriarchal ideologies and your dumbass policies.
Amen.
Tell everyone you know to like and share this amazing episode. We love you in real life. I'm sending you all love, peace, and favor. You want to know why? Because the dream is real. Let's go, Tiff. The dream is real.